Okay, for week 6 we have Nickinator. Somehow he is 1-4. I do not understand, but I will not let the record fool me. You cannot fool me. I don't care if he's 1-4 or 0-5. This guy's a beast. He's a better battler than I am. I could tell you that much. Off seasons do happen, and he's just going through an off season. For one, I know he just started college not too long ago. He's a youngster. It could be that. He could be in too many other leagues at the same time. Big reason I only do a maximum of 2 leagues at a time. And even that's pushing it for me, for my lifestyle. But off seasons do happen. He's going through a bad off season. Nick, he is someone I actually almost bagged him to come into the NGC My Draft League, and he had to turn it down because he was too busy, I think, with school. But he is someone I've been wanting to join my league for a while now, so maybe someday I'll get him to hop on board. But anyways, very quickly for our week 6 matchup, I'm going to briefly touch on his team, what I believe he's going to bring. His Terra Captain is Dragalge. Very cool Terra Captain. One of my favorite dragons. I actually don't like dragons. I've never really done good with dragons, but I've drafted Dragalge 2 or 3 times already at least. And now with the ability to Terra, it's actually better. Superb special defense. My favorite thing about it is is very nice, very slow pivot with flip turn, base 44 speed, I believe. You have the Terra boost stacked with the adaptability boost, which is crazy. I'm not sure how exactly it works, but I know it's some crazy damage coming my way. I'm not sure what Terra type he's going to pick this week, but I'm expecting fire above everything else. But I could also see steel or maybe water or fairy. So that's Dragalge. The next 2 Pokemon that should come, brand new toys, brand new Gen 9 toys. Iron Hands and Hisuian Zoroark should always come. Iron Hands is a very bulky physical Pokemon that should always be one of the first Pokemon drafted in any draft league, in my opinion. It's a first round boy, it's a top tier boy, so I could see Iron Hands this week either running Assault Vest or Leftovers for to make it even bulkier. But I would not be surprised to see Scarf. I think Choice Scarf Iron Hands is actually cheeky good this week. Next up, Hisuian Zoroark. I hate this Pokemon. It's crazy how a regular Zoroark wasn't too much of a thing in Draft League, but this thing's a thing, you know. It should come every game. Awesome, unique typing, dual typing of Normal and Ghost. Like, that's pretty hard to beat, especially when you have a base speed of 110, which speed ties with my Latios. So I'm fully expecting Scarf. Which Choice Scarf Hisuian Zoroark is actually very scary. It's one of the things I'm most scared of this week. So next up, I am also fully expecting Vaporeon as a supportive Clericmon. I think Vaporeon comes 100%. I'd be very surprised not to see it. It's one of the best Wish Passers in the game. You get Heal Bell, as well as another flip turn per pivot. Half of his roster has pivot moves, so we got to keep that in mind. He's not going to stay in for long. Next up, I think ScreamTail's coming. Another Gen 9 Pokemon, a brand new toy. Surprisingly fast. Let me see. It could act as a second Wish Passer, if you want to go that route. It's extremely bulky too. It's not only fast, but extremely bulky. It could Wish Pass, but I think coming as a dual screen setter is more likely. Nick has ran it a different way each week. I've seen some crazy heat. Like one week, recently he brought Reflect with Calm Mind. So, and you could also run the opposite. You could run, Light Screen with Bulk Up. I actually, yeah, in a battle I recently saw Bulk Up ScreamTail, which is actually pretty good with stuff like Fire Punch and Psychic Fang. So, Bulk Up ScreamTail is actually pretty scary. Anyways, the last Pokemon is up in the air. I'm mainly seeing... I'm expecting Skarmory, I think, first of all. Skarmory as support, you could lay up spikes, put up Stealth Rock, Defog, you could Toxic Roost. I think Skarmory makes the most sense. But if it's not Skarmory, I think it's Gligar. Another glue guy to the team. You have Stealth Rock, Toxic Roost, Defog, Knockoff, and mid-speed U-turn. The other two Pokemon in this wildcard slot could be is Incineroar, another glue guy with Intimidate support, Stab, Knockoff. You have some setup moves with Sword Dance, I believe. I don't know what else you get for Sword Dance is a thing. But you also get dual pivoting with either U-turn or Parting Shot, which is nice. And the last Pokemon, it could come. It could come. I'm not expecting it to come, but it's on the back of my mind. Brambleghast. He has used Brambleghast, I believe, once before. And it could come as a surprise. Could be a sneaky good Scarfer this week. You have Grass Stab for Primarina and Claydol. And you have Ghost for, once again, Claydol and Latios. So, yeah, Scarf Brambleghast could come. So, that is what I predict him to bring. Definitely, I think 100%, if I'm you, Nick, you are bringing Dragalge, Iron Hands, Zoroark, Vaporeon, and ScreamTail. I think those 5 should 100% come. Maybe not ScreamTail. I want to say ScreamTail, but Vaporeon for sure. So, and the last Pokemon is a wild card. So that is what I have for you for this week. Once again, he's 1-4. Don't let the record fool you. This guy's good. Alright guys, before I get started, I would like to say a big thank you. You guys have been hype this season. I don't know what it was, but last episode, week 5 against Alaska Articuno, a lot of views just out of blue day 1. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. I'm very hype. I see the views, you know. I look at that stuff. So thank you very much. Anyways, before we get started, my question of the episode, what is your favorite Paradox Pokemon? We see Iron Hands here. I'm very scared of it. I knew it was coming, and it should come every game. Like I said in our team builder, it should be drafted one of the first Pokemon off the board each and every draft league, in my opinion. It might be the best Pokemon. Great Tusk is, but yeah, Iron Hands, top tier boy. Should be first rounder always. My favorite Paradox, not the best Paradox, but my favorite, Great Tusk is a close second, but I think my first has always been Slitherwing. You know? I just like his design, and plus it's powerful as fuck, you know? I've tried to make it work in doubles quite a bit, so it's legit. It's legit. So anyways, what is your favorite Paradox Pokemon? We're looking at an Iron Hands here, and I'm very terrified of it, so... Anyways, week 6 right here, we have Nickinator. Beast PWC player. It's going to be a very tough matchup. Before week 1 started, I dreaded this matchup. Plus, the power rankings had this team as S tier. So, personally, I think it's more of an A tier, S minus. I'm more impressed by the coach and not the team. I think Nick is more deserving of S tier than his team. So, anyways, we're facing Nickinator for week 6 right here. We see Dragalge, of course, his turret captain. Iron Hands. Hisuian Zoroark comes. ScreamTail, Skarmory, and Incineroar. So we predict 5 of the 6 correctly. I could have swore Vaporeon would have came, but we see Incineroar instead. I'm fine with it. I totally get it. Incineroar is cool. You get Stab Knockoff, you get Intimidate support, you get dual pivoting. I get it. So, really legit team. We pretty much predict 5 of the 6 Pokemon. And, yeah, I'm just surprised not to see Vaporeon here. My lead is always going to be Silvally Fairy. I like it a lot as a lead. It hits everything. It hits everything possible besides Skarmory. It has good chip on Dragalge on the switch in. And, yeah, we get Parting Shot as well. So for a good period, I had Psychic Fangs because I expected like ScreamTail, but instead of Psychic Fangs, I took that off for Defog because yeah, we have Skarmory here, and it came. So in case he goes hazard stacking, I would like to defog him away. Otherwise, I don't have a reliable defog option. So anyway, Silvally Fairy is going to be my lead here. And music is off. Let's try normal speed. Music is off. I lead Silvally Fairy. He leads Incineroar. So we both Parting Shot turn 1, I believe. I go first. I'm faster. And he Parting Shots as well. I go Primarina. He Parting Shots out of here. And Dragalge comes in. I flip turn in front of it. I'm faster. He reveals the Terra Steel, which I kind of predicted. I actually liked Terra Fire more. I thought this would have been Terra Fire for Escavalier, but he's Terra Steel, which also makes sense. I flip turn in front of Dragalge and go into Escavalier to avoid the Sludge Wave, avoid any kind of psychic poison shenanigans. So, and of course the Sludge Wave goes my way. And next turn I go for knockoff. I go for knockoff to start removing items. He goes into Incineroar and we knock off heavy duty boots. So, which doesn't help him. I hardly bring hazards, but I respect it. Anyways, we knock off items. He goes Incineroar and I believe I switch out of here. I don't want to stay in here. He goes for knockoff and he can't knock off Silvally's item, so I'm cool. Multi-attack because Incineroar is mad annoying. And we get a good 40% of chip, so let's keep that in mind. Yeah, very good chip on the Incineroar here. We want to get rid of this thing. Anyways, I believe he Parting Shots out. I stay in. He goes Dragalge. I Parting Shot out. What happens here? I Parting Shot into Audino. He flip turns into his Iron Hands. Iron Hands. Right? So, okay, this is a fighting type in front of my normal type. So he figures I gotta switch out, right? Which is smart. And I indeed do switch out. I want to keep my Audino alive. So I switch out, and knowing Audino should switch out, Nyx Iron Hands goes for agility. Yeah, Iron Hands goes for agility here. So, and he goes for Hyper Voice. This Iron Hands has throat spray, so he gets a special attack boost. I go multi-attack because I want to hit this Iron Hands. And we do a whopping 80% damage, and it's not Iron Hands, it's Hisuian Zoroark, who would have guessed? But anyways, I let Silvally go down. As much as I like Silvally this game, I need to sack off something, right? I did like my Silvally, but I want to go into my Swellow. And seeing how the Zoroark has 3 boosts already, right? You have a double boost in speed, a double speed, and then you have a special attack boost. I figure you're going to be hesitant to switch out. So I go into Swellow, and we end up going for Quick Attack. Scrappy Quick Attack knocks out Hisuian Zoroark. One of the Pokemon I was most scared of is gone. Hip hip hooray. Anyways, yeah, that Zoroark's gone, man. Let me get caught up really quick. That was a key turn, by the way. That was definitely a key turn. Let me get caught up. Scrappy Quick Attack. Dragalge comes in, right? And I gotta switch out. You know, I'm choice locked into Quick Attack, and we have a Terra Steel Dragalge here. And it's really Dragalge now. The imposter is gone. We go into Escavalier. By the way, I'm relieved this is not Terra Fire, Terra Blast, Dragalge. So Fire is not an option here. I go into Escavalier. It's my main way of handling special attackers, especially this Dragalge, right? We go into Escavalier. Sorry, I'm tired. I just got off work and didn't get much sleep after this battle. But Dragalge, Escavalier comes in. Dragalge goes for flip turn. Very smart. You know, he's not down a Pokemon. We're tied, but he goes into Incineroar, and I switch out. I switched out. I was thinking about staying in and Terra, going into my Terra, just so I could knock out Incineroar, but it's not worth it. I know I need Escavalier for later in this match, so I want to play it safe, you know. We could take risk later on in the game. It's too early. You know, one false move against someone like Nick, and you might as well forfeit, you know. So I do the safe move. He goes for knockoff, which is smart as well. He knows I should switch out again, so he knocks off my Choice Scarf. He knocks off Choice Scarf, and I knock him out, I believe, with Scald. You know, I thought he would switch out, and Scald hits everything. He comes in with the real Iron Hands, and he fakes out. I go for Scald, right? I was thinking about going for Moonblast, but I expected him to switch out, you know, and, like, he has Terra Steel, Dragalge. He has a real Steel type in Skarmory. So he could eat Moonblast. I figure Scald hits everything. Scald would hit Skarmory. I was kind of fishing for a burn here. We don't get it. And he knocks me out with Thunder Punch. So, yeah, I like Scald more than Moonblast. Even though Moonblast would have did a lot more damage. But I was hoping for a burn. Let's be honest. I was hoping for a burn here. And he knocks out my Primarina, which is okay. The Incineroar is gone. So, yeah, I'm kind of happy with that trade-off. He knocks me out with Thunder Punch. Escavalier comes in, right? Now, get this. One of the main things Escavalier was here for is Iron Hands. I was expecting mainly Drain Punch, but he could also have Fire Punch. You know, I don't know his moveset. We know he has Fake Out. We know he has T-Punch, Thunder Punch. He could easily have Fire Punch. I was expecting Drain Punch, so we go Terra Ghost. This is why I built Escavalier the way I did. We go Terra Ghost this turn, and we swerve. We dodge this Drain Punch. Excellent stuff. You love to see it. We knock off Assault Vest. I'm very happy. That was a key turn of the game right there. We knock off Assault Vest on this bulky Iron Hands. Knowing Iron Hands has to click a different attack than Drain Punch, we go Metal Burst. He hits me with T-Punch. He does 41%, and I do 40%. Up until like a day before this battle, Metal Burst was counter. I wish I had counter still. I think counter would have did a lot more, right? But yeah, we did Metal Burst, which was cool. He goes Skarmory, and we find out very quickly that anytime Escavalier's in, he's going to go Skarmory from now on. So, anyway, Skarmory comes in. Let's see what happens here. He dodges my Drill Run. I go Zeraora. He goes Tailwind. So this is a Tailwind Skarmory. Okay. After setting up Tailwind with Skarmory, he goes into ScreamTail, and I Volt Switch into Audino, because my Audino has Knockoff and Toxic, okay? So I end up going for Toxic. Now get this. I Volt Switch into Audino, like I just said. He has lefties. He goes Wish. I Toxic the ScreamTail. Big shout out to Audino for that. Stealth Rock. I did not know ScreamTail gets Stealth Rock. That is my lesson of today. That is my lesson of this battle. So thank you for the lesson, Nick. Yeah, ScreamTail gets Stealth Rock. That's fucking hype. That's fucking hype. I don't know too many fairies that get Stealth Rock, but here we are. I find myself more impressed by the week of ScreamTail. It's better than I gave it credit for, so. Anyways, this is where Audino starts to shine. It passes a huge, healthy wish to, guess it, Escavalier. Big healthy wish to my AV bulky Escavalier. And this thing's toxic, and he doesn't have Heal Bell, I guess. He dodges Drill Run yet again. Smart move on him. He sets up a second Tailwind. I knock off his heavy duty boots. He goes ScreamTail. I Drill Run for Chip, right? Where are we? 26. Yeah, when he set up that Tailwind, that second Tailwind, I figured, I wanted to guess it was likely Iron Hand's going to come in. I was hopeful it was going to be Iron Hands because we would have just knocked that boy out. It was like, what, 25%? In a perfect world, he goes Iron Hands and I knocked out. But he goes, he does a safe move. He does a smart move and goes ScreamTail instead. But I'm all for it because we get Chip on ScreamTail. He's toxic. Nick's ScreamTail goes for Wish next turn. He goes for Wish. And Escavalier gets a key knockout right here with Iron Head. I am hype. I am hype. I'm very happy to see that thing go down. He Wish pass. He goes into Iron Hands, but then he doubles into Skarmory. So the Skarmory gets healed. Very smart play. Let's take a moment and acknowledge what just happened. I think he just baited another Drill Run, right? Yeah, he did. He did. For a third time, I'm being played like a fool. But yeah, Skarmory's up to full health. I go Audino to Wish Pass, I believe. He's laying up 2 layers of spikes on me. Zeraora comes in. I Volt Switch out, I believe, here, right? I get Wish. I Volt Switch back out into Audino. I eat that Draco. I think I Wish Pass here. Yeah. And here's a real Iron Hands. We go back into Escavalier. Anytime he goes into Iron Hands, I'm going to go into my Ghost Escavalier pretty much. I could tell you that much right now. Escavalier gets healed. Let's see. Escavalier takes hazard damage, but we get the Wish Pass going on. We get fully healed thanks to Audino. Almost fully healed. And, yeah, let me rewind. Escavalier gets fully healed after this Thunder Punch. And realize, like, the past, like, 5 to 10 turns, we haven't gone anywhere, right? We're not making ground. I make a ballsy move. Probably the riskiest play of this whole game, right? Realizing we don't have too much, we're not making any ground. And the longer this goes on, Nick's going to get more of a feel of what I'm doing, right? I get lucky here that Nick doesn't stay in with an attack with Iron Hands, right? I just get lucky. A little hunch told me, hey, you know what? Fuck this. Let's get aggressive. We switch into Swellow. I'm lucky Iron Hands did not stay in. And I switched into Swellow because I want to make things happen, right? I want to start spamming Boom Burst and start punching holes into this team. So, yeah, this Skarmory, there has to be some Spadef here because I think in damage calcs, in calcs, I didn't put any Spadef, I guess, because I could have swore Boom Burst would have been a 2-hit KO. There's some level of Spadef here. Maybe it's like a Spadef nature at the very least. But Nick makes a Skarmory, so Boom Burst is a 3-hit KO. So, anyways, we're going to spam Boom Burst. We're choice specs. And, yeah, this ends up paying off. This pays off, so... Anyways, we click Boom Burst. This, Skarmory has Aerial Ace as an attacking move. It has Aerial Ace. I'm guessing in case I brought stuff like Roserade and Infernape. But anyways, yeah, it goes for Aerial Ace. Then it goes for a Tailwind. I think this is like the 3rd time it sets up Tailwind. So he's trying to go for an endgame here. He sets up Tailwind, and I knock this boy out, finally. Skarmory's finally gone. Big shout out to Swellow coming in and causing havoc. Swellow can't switch out, so we go Fake Out. He knocks me out. And I go Escavalier always on Iron Hands. And he goes T-Punch, doesn't knock me out, and I knock you out with Drill Run. Thank God we didn't miss. The only thing stopping us now is Dragalge. We have 3 Pokemon left. 2.5, if even. But Escavalier finally gets that kill on Iron Hands. We've been trying to get it all game. I only have this Terra Steel Dragalge in the way, okay? Dragalge still has this item. And I predicted in Team Builder, it was either going to be Specs, or I thought more likely Assault Vest, right? Could you imagine, like, that high? It has naturally high special defense, I think base 123, and then you smack a Assault Vest on it. Like, it gets crazy with the Assault Vest. But anyways, I believe you knock out Escavalier here. You knock it out. I go Audino, and we knock off your Choice Specs. It was Choice Specs and not Assault Vest. And I go for Wish here, which was kind of stupid. I should have went for knockoff for more chip. We knock off twice, get some chip in, and you're 33%. And we just knock you out. Zeraora gets the game-winning KO with Thunderbolt, so that's game. 45 turns. Straightforward battle. Yeah, man. Very pleased with this one. I gotta say, it was a big team effort. It wasn't just one of my Pokemon. It was a team effort. Even the Pokemon that didn't get a kill really put in the work, so... I got 3 of my Pokemon I want to shout out really quick before we close out this episode. I think the MVP here is Audino. It didn't get a kill, right? Audino did not get a kill, but it passed Wish at least 3 times. It kept Escavalier healthy. It did Toxic on ScreamTail. I was terrified of ScreamTail on the Team Builder. And it knocked off items. It knocked off Specs on Dragalge, whatever. And it knocked off items. So, Audino was the MVP. To me, second was Escavalier. Another episode I'm impressed by Escavalier. It was key against Iron Hands. Big shout out to that turn where I went Terra Ghost on the Drain Punch. I'm glad I picked Terra Ghost. And third, it was Swellow. And second time I brought Swellow, and it actually put in the work this time around. So it was a risky turn. I forgot what turn that was. Turn 30 something. But we swapped in Swellow and took hold of the game at that point on. It was a risky play, but I was fortunate that Nick switched out. And Swellow came in and started breaking. It started breaking against Skarmory. So yeah, I had to do that. The game was kind of at a stalemate, and I had to do something. So it paid off. It was risky, but it paid off, you know. But yeah, before I close out, I was surprised not to see Vaporeon. I was fully expecting it to come for Wish, a second Wish, and a Heal Beller. So yeah, Vaporeon didn't come, and Incineroar came instead, which was I mean, Incineroar is cool, but I had Infernape. I don't know. Yeah, Incineroar is cool. So anyways, props to Nick though. Props to Nick. Dude, Nick, he made his team less than an hour. Less than an hour before this battle, man. Like 40 minutes before the battle, he made this team. And look what he did. He almost won. He took me down to 72% on Zeraora. So props to him, guys. Guys in the PWC, you already know Nick. You know him more than you know me. And mad props to him. This is someone, a youngster that I look up to in this league. So once again, I tried getting him into the NGC before. So if we reboot that league, I'm gonna ask him again if he wants to hop on board, because that would be really cool. He could do damage there. He would be a instant contender in my league. So another thing, it was a crazy Zoroark moveset we saw this game. Where is it? We're not seeing it here, but the agility, hyper voice, and throat spray stuff, that was pretty crazy. I felt Choice Scarf. I was terrified of Choice Scarf. I thought if you brought Choice Scarf, you probably win this game. I think Choice Scarf would have been better, and it would have been more consistent. Because if you were Scarf, you could have swapped out. I figured because you had a triple boost going on, you would have hesitated to switch out. You allowed my Swellow to click quick attack, which you barely killed. You know, you're at 20%. Had he had a little bit of health, a little bit more health, you probably would have lived my quick attack. So, woo. Anyways, it's like 97 degrees here. Yeah, my recording studio is actually outside in the shed with no AC, so I'm gonna get inside. I don't know what was hotter, this episode or the heat outside, this California heat. Instead of California corrupted, it's more cooked corrupted. So, anyways, Nick, props to you, bro. Yeah, I gotta thank you because this is my favorite battle of the season. So thank you for making this special. Dude, drop a like for him because he pretty much just made this team 45 minutes before the battle. So, and look, he almost won. So, testament to him. I'll see you guys next week. We face another monster. The second place team out of 16 teams. He was undefeated for the longest time, and yeah, we faced Gil, one of the admins for this whole league. So, woo! GG, Nick, and I'll see you guys on the next one.